Hi, hello, happy Sabbath and Shabbat Shalom. Well, things that got done this week. As you may or may not notice, excuse me, Mr. O'Malley, you may or may not notice that I got more of this wall put up. The form boards, which included this board right here and that board right there, were never intended to stay there. But if you notice here, I used them to form up the concrete so it would set. And I put on some wall barrier. I've got some more work to do putting on a bit of a funnel here that will the funnel serves both to make it easy to pour feed in here, but in the same time makes it impossible for goats to crawl through here. In other words, the reason it's here like this with the funnel, like it is on that other feeder, is so that I can reach in here and pour feed down from the top and have enough room to tip that in there without having to worry about the animals having enough room to crawl through, because right there's definitely plenty of room for small critters to crawl through. That block of salt right there is going to go in this corner where the tape measure is. Snippy Snap got out the other day. Well, they all got out, but she got over the fence, so she's still over there. And for the time being, that's pretty much where she's going to be until I do something else about it. Now, I do notice, I didn't see this earlier today, we may have had some wind today and I wasn't aware of it, but something knocked this mulberry branch over. Well, I'll have to do something about it. Not sure what I'll do about it. Probably just cut it off and let the goats eat it. But, yeah, I don't remember seeing that even this morning, but oh well, I don't always see everything. Of course, Mr. O'Malley, he's over here enduring being alone. So I've got a bunch of this caught up and processed, but it isn't done. You can see the edge of that mostly is to help keep them from standing up in there and pooping in here, because that'll get built up, unfortunately. Well, some of it's intentional. It'll get built up eventually with the concrete slab, but some of it's just going to be built up with poop and stuff. So eventually this will get replaced with a clean new structure. That'll be repaired. That's what this is right now. It's just something to hold this together until I can do a better job of it. Yeah, Snippy Snap. I'm surprised Gretel hasn't jumped over herself. So yeah, the tools in here were in here to work on that. When I'm done, I'll round up my tools and take them away. Other than that I can tell, Chestnut still hasn't had a baby yet. Yeah, Chestnut, what you doing? What you doing, Chestnut? Yeah, hopefully you'll be a mama again soon. But anyhow, so the only other thing that actually happened this, yeah, it's babies. Of course, Mercury is missing her mama, since that's her mama that's out there. Somebody knocked some of this over while they were around. And of course, spring grasses and winter grasses are starting to come up because of this fresh rain we got. Grass will hopefully come up fast and be abundant. Due to the fact that we had a very, very, very dry fall and winter. Let me put this down here and hopefully not drop it on the ground. There we go. Alright. Here's Gretel. Here's Gretel. And so Yeah, the spring and winter grasses are doing pretty well considering how dry it's been. They'll probably take off and grow real fast now that we've had this rain. I don't know how much we got. Yeah, I guess it was maybe, they estimated it was supposed to be between 1 inch and 2 inches. It rained, I don't know, several hours anyhow. So over here, no significant changes, except that you can see where the splash. There was some pretty heavy duty rain, even exposed the garlic cloves. So yeah, it comes down pretty hard, comes off that roof pretty heavy. Interestingly, it did not come down heavy enough to flood in the shop, thankfully. Of course, the spring flowers are all starting to come up. I gotta run out and throw some phosphorus on them to make them bloom a little better. I took that cage thingy that was a workbench at one time, sitting up on the roof for years. Probably should have taken it down a long time ago. But I got it down, and it's just waiting for me to haul it off. I didn't get all my wood ash from disposing of the body of the goat, so it's probably kind of messed up now. Should have picked it up while it was dry. Now it's going to be depleted and less valuable and harder to pick up. So that's my own fault for not getting in there and doing that. Should have done it yesterday when it was dry out and clear and everything, but I didn't. What I did do down here, I think I mentioned before, is my pitchfork. I've been breaking apart, which is natural considering overpowering it. So I'd already welded this part on before, and I welded on this part and then these square pieces on the end all the way down. The actual tines, they're around here somewhere. I know they're around here somewhere, but they might be in the shop. The actual tines, the wood that was holding it in there was both burnt and rotten, so there wasn't no way I was going to be able to put that back. Oh, that's where that jacket went. Got it right in the rain, soaked and drenched. Good deal. Just what I need. Also, pulled the cap off of that can, which will lead to water getting in it. Wonderful. That one's got fuel in it. I don't know if it's diesel or if it's gasoline. Can't figure out what I'm doing. Anyhow, so nothing really happened in here. I did want to just point out briefly the fact that this remained dry. But we've been having drought conditions, so that's not a big shocker. I've been working on chemically extracting phosphoric acid. I used some of that calcium phosphate or dicalcium phosphate and some sulfuric acid. The whole purpose of it is to make enough phosphoric acid to do some metal treatment with. Although I also just recently saw a video about using phosphoric acid for the purpose of making geopolymers, which means that, for all I know, this might be a way to improve the performance of my fix for my what I'm going to do on that pitchfork, because I'm not going to put wood back in there. Instead, I am going to put concrete in there. I'm going to engineer up the toughest, meanest, most durable concrete mixture I can come up with, and I'm going to put the tine in here and we'll fill this all up with it. And hopefully that'll make the thing strong enough that it won't ever fall out again. It may fail, but it's worth a try. That's pretty much everything. So, well, guess I will show you what little happens next week when next week happens. So, happy Sabbath to everybody, Shabbat Shalom, and have a wonderful and prosperous week coming. Bye for now.